first real horror film I made was He Dies at the End. So the idea was that I just wanted to do something that was just very short and just very short and very tense. And it was just I wanted to do a one man kind of under threat. And the whole thing is that he's again, it was like I had been actually working in this office. I'd been working electrician at the time, and I'd been putting lights up over these desks. And I noticed that this guy, his desk in particular, had this big, long, dark hallway behind it. I was thinking, it'd be kind of a creepy place to work at night. So I basically just wrote around that this guy working at night, sitting at this desk, and that this hallway and the door behind him that he'd keep kind of looking at. And I kind of wanted to do something where like you don't see anything, but it's all about people's imagination. It kind of them imagining what's going to happen to him. And of course, if it's called He Dies at the End as well, then if he's sitting at the desk, then how is he going to die? So it kind of went from that. But then when it came to whatever it was going to be that was going to scare him at the end, I would hope that at that stage it wouldn't really matter what it was, just because the fact that there's suddenly something else there that it'll do. I mean, so and I guess it looks so stupid, that it looks it's so not scary that I thought it would work. And and it's funny even watch it with a crowd then that like we watched it. It was in a Film for Fright and Film for Fright Fest now. So it was funny because people really got into the film and there was this big scare. But then about 10 seconds later, people started laughing. So it was like it's kind of like, why would that scare me? But it just works because there's so much tension. Hopefully that was the aim, that there would be so much tension built up at that stage that it just doesn't matter what's there, that it would that it would be scary. I think the film I like the most actually is Hatch that I've done so far. And I think it's just because there's a lot of reasons for it. Actually, it was definitely the most fun to make, and I think it looks the nicest. We had just had a brilliant crew on it. We all went down to West Cork to shoot it. It was so much fun making it. And I guess because I thought that every other film had been so hard to make, that I was thinking, well, Hatch definitely, it'll never win anything. It'll never get screened anywhere. It'll just be something that we all like because we had a good time making it. Probably one of the most expensive things that we actually paid for in Hatch. Like all the crew, they were great. Like they were working for free, and we were just trying to figure out how to build everything in it. But the one thing that I really spent money on, I guess, was the two drummers that were up on the shelf, because I found that when I was storyboarding the film that he's had, he lays the egg at the start of his film. He's waiting for the whole film to see what's going to hatch out of it. And then at the end, when the egg is actually hatching, I found that when I was storyboarding, it was like, well, nothing's really happened. There's no real way to make tension out of this, because it's just Barry looking at the egg and the egg hatching. So it's like I needed something else. So it was, what I did was I actually tried to find like an interesting clock or something that's kind of ticking down, somehow that something's, I don't know, supernaturally, or it doesn't really matter why, but something somewhere in the bar has kind of tuned itself into what's going on inside the egg. And I came across this little drumming bunny, this little guy actually. So I came across like this little thing, and I just thought that it would be interesting if this thing started going as the egg's about to hatch, and then on top of that, then and they just look. I mean, I just like those nice old looking props. They just make a film look more interesting, as opposed to just I guess it's as opposed to just using whatever you have. Because even the bathroom in Hatch, we had to build that from scratch. We had to find this big old bathroom, and it was worth all that effort, as opposed to just kind of going, well, let's just shoot it in our own bathroom, and where everybody has those boring baths just built into just there. Like, so I just thought that I think props and your kind of location are definitely something that you should put a bit of effort into. So what's next is so the 3 films are out at the moment. He Dies, Hatch, and Hungry Hickory. So they're in festivals now at the moment. And then our new one is Never Ever Open It. That's going to premiere in the Abertoir Horror Film Festival in Wales in October. And then that's it. I think we'll just continue to send that out and see how that does next year. And then really at the moment it's just to try to make a first feature film.